It's the weekend, which means it's time for another edition of Technoholic, where we get you addicted to technology every single week. And this week is all about gaming technology and the other crazy games that are in store for you in 2011 and were launched at E3, that's the Electronic Entertainment Expo, held in Los Angeles, California recently. Which means I'm not going to do any of this by myself. With me is Sagar Gokhale, the ultimate gameaholic there ever is, which means there's plenty for you lined up on the show. Here's a sneak peek. This week on Technoholic, it's new console time. We get you all the best hardware from E3 2011. Now that you have the hardware, let's give you the 10 best games from the Electronic Entertainment Expo. And finally, Apple unveils iCloud. Is wireless syncing the next best thing? Well, if you guys haven't heard of E3, that's the Electronics Entertainment Expo. This is the biggest convention for gamers where all the gaming giants, that's Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, everybody comes and launches their new consoles, new games for the coming years, and of course, whole lot of game trailers and a lot of gaming action. This year was no less because we saw the launch of two new consoles, Saga, Nintendo and PS, in the game, aren't they?
Okay, there you go, Radhika. This is very, very happy days for all gamers. Obviously, Nintendo has come out with their new own console, actually a controller, console, tablet. Obviously, we'll tell you all about that. But obviously, PlayStation, the big bully in this industry, has come out with their new portable console. It used to be earlier called Next Gen Portable.
Codename NGP.
NGP, which was kind of cool because it was slightly out there. But this one is called Vita. Now, I have no clue why is this called Vita. I'm sure Radhika is going to tell us why is it called Vita.
Well, there is a very fancy origin to this name. The next story is going to tell you what the specifications of this new handheld from Sony is and, of course, the origin of that name.
This was rumored as the next generation portable by Sony, and now it's finally here, launched at the E3. Meet PlayStation Vita. Vita means life in Latin, and the new PlayStation promises a lot of it. It will be available in both Wi-Fi and 3G variants, and features a big 5-inch OLED screen. PS Vita offers 2 analog control sticks, touch controls at the backside, and 6-axis motion sensor for an amazing gaming experience. There is also a surprise presence of rear and front-facing cameras. At the heart, the PS Vita had a quad-core ARM Cortex-A9 processor, and the price of the Wi-Fi is $250, and 3G PlayStation Vita comes at $300.
Sagar, let's face it, the device looks really good for a handheld. The analog sticks are back. In terms of hardware, it's fully pumped. Leave alone the name PS Vita, it'll catch on. PS gamers will take anything, but the device as such, leave alone the gaming, looks like a very good device.
This is the way to the future because now anything with a large enough screen has to have multi-touch on this, and now the cool part is that it's got a touchpad behind, which is obviously going to give you a lot of controls while you're playing a game. If you can see some of the demos, you can see how is it coming in use. So obviously the touchscreen is coming in great use, but obviously there was this debate about the fact that, touchscreen games are not for the hardcore gamers. So you've got 2 analog sticks, which is brilliant because that's what the hardcore gamers do, right? And you have the direction pads also. So I think this is really going to change the game for Sony, There's going to be a lot of games which are developed for this. So now the portable user can really engage himself inside the game. Front-facing camera is the important one because there are lots of game out there in the market which actually like to record your face while you're playing the game and have a feed of that. So when I'm playing against you, and if I score a goal against you and you make a sad face, that I want to see that, So that's why, and I think that's what they're pushing for. So I think the front camera is really going to work for this. Rear camera, yeah, if you want to shoot some pictures on it, not bad. But spec to spec, I think this is an awesome gadget.
But now the fundamental question is, most of the times when you have your PSP, if you have a PS3, and most PS fans have both, they tend not to use their PSPs as much as you would like to game on your PS3. Do you think the PS Vita is good enough?
Their hardware was always good, and so is this. And coming to the question where you asked me that it does not tie up with the PlayStation 3 that much? Well, it does. You know, you can download content from the network on your PlayStation 3.
So Sagar, since you've seen the preview of the PS Vita, we haven't got the gadget in our hands to give you a full review. But looking at the previews, yes or no?
In terms of technology, looking in terms of how they've evolved the gadget, I think this is going to be a big hit. But obviously, I'll have to review it. When it comes down, it's going to be in my evil hands.
Yes, the device is very much going to be in Sagar's evil hands. And another thing that you also have to know is that Sony is completely doing away with the UMDs, and the games are going to be available in memory flash cards, which is just a really good thing. It's much more portable. So what we're saying about the PS Vita for now, looking at the previews, it looks like a very good, solid device, and we give it a complete yes. I'm a PS fan, Sagar is a PS fan, so there's no doubt that we like this device. But hold on to your devices and your money, because Nintendo is killing the competition altogether with the Wii U. I mean, what is that? Is it a tablet? Is it a controller? What is it?
Well, it's a bit of all the things, because you know, Wii was always wanting to get into the serious market. So obviously the Wii controllers were, some people said that they are not accurate enough, you know, just swishing things is not good enough. We want to play real games. So we came out with a console which is really cool. It's got I think a 6.2-inch touchscreen. Obviously you're going to give away the specs. So let's go and watch what is this Wii U all about, and we'll talk about it some more.
Nintendo Wii U brings HD gaming experience to handheld gaming consoles. It features a huge 6.2-inch touchscreen up front, and the face buttons are standard Nintendo hardware with the D-pad and the A, B, X, Y buttons on the either side of the screen. The Wii U is powered by an IBM Power-based multi-core microprocessor and a custom-designed AMD Radeon GPU. Built-in accelerometer, gyroscope, speakers, front-facing camera and microphone add to both gaming and multimedia fun. The Nintendo Wii U is expected to be priced more than $250.
Fantastic concept by Nintendo, and a very good way to get into the tablet race.
It is a super ploy. Basically, this does gaming. It's a proper tablet. You can do touch screen. It's got all the stuff which all your new tablets have. Gyroscopy, you know, multi-touch. It's got the works in it. And the cool part is, as soon as somebody else starts watching the TV, you can move the entire experience on your touch screen, which is just too good. And the controller options are also awesome. Basically, you've got all your controllers on the sidebars. You've got all your original Wii controls at the bottom. It's got a camera, a frontal camera. Now, this doesn't have a rear camera. It's got a frontal camera. That's a great thing.
But Sagar, considering now the tablet is there, does that mean the Wii remote and the nunchuck don't work anymore?
No. It's not at all that. See, basically now this tablet, you can use it for some hardcore games. Like they've also released the fact that Battlefield Company 3 is going to be releasing on the Wii, which is basically that they're going out for the PlayStation and the Xbox 360 market. So they want the real games, or what real gamers call that, you know, real action-adventure games, and not just the pokey games and tennis where the ball flies up and, you know, tweet sound effect games.
Something a little more hardcore.
Yeah, something a little more hardcore, and they're getting into that. And this is damn good for that. The precision which you get while you're gaming is very good. Plus the additional screen which will let you see maps, which will let you see power-ups and things like those. That is also very good. And you still have your conventional games which you want to, you know, play tennis, you want to do a bit of football. You can do all sorts of those things on your nunchucks and your normal controller. So this is an addition. This is not you know, taking anything away from the original Wii. And plus it does high definition.
Yep, that's very important, considering the competition that Sony, PlayStation and Xbox both do their content in HD. So Sagar, the Nintendo Wii U, revolutionary concept altogether. Are we ready for it?
We are completely ready for it. I'm dying to get my hands on it and, you know, play for 8 hours, 9 hours, whatever. And obviously if it is a competent tablet, I don't need another tablet there.
Yes, he's very excited to play with the Nintendo Wii, but will he choose that over his PlayStation 3? Well, that's the deal breaker here. So the PS Vita and the Nintendo Wii U, we're very excited about both these concepts. But Sagar, Microsoft also unveiled a whole lot of updates to the Xbox Live dashboard. There was something called Kinect Labs, which looks Nice enough.
Pretty cool, yeah. The dashboard was very, very nice. And I think this Kinect is really taking the game for Microsoft. As in what all can they do with the Kinect is something which we really want to watch the space for. Because if this project really kicks off to what its potential can be, I think all the other consoles are going to be moved out of the race.
So there were a lot of new games with the Kinect. That was Halo 4, Star Wars. Any favorites in that list?
Halo, obviously. So that's what I think. You know, all these consoles have got one game. PlayStation 3, you've got God of War.
God of War.
A complete system seller. Wii, I think Zelda is a complete system seller. And for the Xbox 360, it has to be the Halo franchise.
Or Gears of War 3, which has also come out.
Completely. So these two, I mean, obviously then you have got Drake's Fortune also. So let's not forget that. But yeah, I think the more competition, the better for us, because then we get to experience all these great games. So I think I love what E3 has done this time. All the launches are perfect.
Well, the debate between the both of us on which game should be included in the best-selling list could go on forever, and we do not have that much time at all, which is a cue for you guys to take a break, because up next, we're giving you the best games from E3 this year.